Hey, welcome back to the Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop. I'm Skip, and today on the turntable we have a Cadillac convertible. It's a Hot Wheels. It has white wall 5 spokes, regular black wall tires, but they're white walls actually. This car is going to be the car that I use for the Horsemen painted pink for breast cancer awareness build, and I thought this would be really cool to use this car. So what we're going to do is we look at it a little bit here. I'm probably going to leave those wheels because I like those wheels, but it looks like the chrome could use a little bit of a touching up, so we'll see what we're going to do there. We'll do a little bit of detail and stuff and give it a good Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop custom look. So let's move on. Hey, well, here we are. We've got our Cadillac convertible all broken down. So let's kind of take an inspection, see what we got. Got this little red interior. We're definitely going to clean that up. And that, you know, you hear me talk about pizza pan steering wheels, but I mean, this is even worse. This must have been a small pizza, because this is such a tiny little steering wheel. You can barely see the steering wheel there. So we'll have to replace that with a different one. 3D printed one. Windshield, it's a little bit dirty and a little scratch and stuff, but I think if we do take some flits to it and then give it a dip in the Pledge Revive, we can revive that and make it look good. The base is not too bad on that. Taking a little bit of a look on there, but it may be all right. I'm just taking a little bit more of a look around and stuff. It looks like it's pretty good. The chrome looks pretty good, so I may not have to do too much on that, so we may leave that the way it is. Of course, I like those Hot Wheels. They're the black walls through the wheel axle type wheels, and those would look just really good on that. I don't think I could do anything better than that, so we're going to use that. And so I'm going to paint it pink and get it ready for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So let's get on with our project. Well, I think I may be calling an audible. I don't know. It may be an audible. It may be not. I don't know. My little Cadillac that I'm using for the 4 Horsemen painted pink for breast cancer awareness, that one is, the paint on that is taking forever to get off. I'm working on it to get it off, but I'm not sure. So I kind of wanted to have a backup, and it may turn out that it comes off, and if it does, great, because then I'll have a twofer for this month. But I'm looking at this right now, and I think I'm going to use this 57 Chevy Corvette. It's a matchbox casting, so I think that's pretty cool. And so we'll take this and use this for our backup or our second part of the build on that. But I just wanted to take a quick look at it. Again, it's a matchbox casting, so it's a little bit different. Take it apart. Looks like it's got those tri spokes or whatever they call them. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember matchbox ones as much as I do with Hot Wheels. But it's got the tri things. Base looks really good. That's really nice. That's good. Love the interior here. It's got a nice steering wheel. If you can see that steering wheel and everything, and so that'll be good. It shouldn't be hard to do, so look forward to doing that right up. Got to take out this, still have to drill out that, and also this the front grille. It's got some pieces out of there, so I'm going to snip those off. It's already drilled and tapped, ready for screws. Just going to put it in, so I'm going to finish that, take that out, but that should be enough. So that's going to be a backup car anyways for me. On that, I'm not going to use these wheels. I'll pick out some other ones to do. So let's move on. Well, we're back, and just a little bit of things. As I told you, I wasn't going to be using these I don't know if they're called tri-cuts or what they're called, but I'm not going to be using those because those are kind of worn out stuff. So I found these white wall chrome 5 spokes that I have from Sandman wheels. I thought those looked really cool. I tried them out. They fit in there really nice, so that's good. So let's move on. Okay, well, we're finally back. We're looking at our painted pink build. Finally, as you may have remembered seeing, I called an audible and grabbed this 57 BEP. But I also finally, I was having a lot of problems. The reason I did that was because this caddy wasn't losing its paint. And finally, after a long time, the paint's coming off we're getting the paint off of here, and so the caddy will be there. But I think I'm just going to do a double. It's a twofer for the Paint It Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this comes off, and I think we got most of it there. So we'll take these things and wash them off and get them cleaned up, and then get ready for the paint. Let's move on. All right, well, I'm working on this little 57 Corvette, and there are some casting lines. There's one right here that I started already doing, but I thought I'd show this. And then there's this one right here on the front, right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'll just take this file and just run it up on that, and I'll run it on there, and get that off, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll take the Scotch-Brite wheel to it. All right, well, we're back, and I'm going to take the Scotch-Brite wheel to that place where I filed it. And it should, hopefully that'll take that right down. I'll smooth that out. There's still a little bit there, so I'm going to file a little bit more on it just to get that down before I'll file it down. And that should take care of. And we'll take the Scotch-Brite wheel to it. And that should do it. We'll take and work on the back, but we'll be back. Well, we're moving right along with our Paint It Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness build. Got the two cars ready. They're all prepped and ready to go. I got this hot pink from Second Chance Red Lines. Mix that with the hardener, and get it all ready to go. Again, I use these little pipettes, and they recommend putting a mixture of 5 to 1. You can use 4 to 1. That works well too, but whichever you feel more comfortable doing. Again, got it all mixed up in a little medicine cup. So we're going to get to the paint booth and see if we can get this paint laid on there. Okay, well, we're back, and while we're waiting for the paint to dry on my Paint It Pink cars for breast cancer awareness, we're going to fix up the windshields on each of those cars. I've already washed them in some hot soap and water. The one for the Cadillac was a little bit scratched up, so what I did is I took a little bit of the Flitz polish and I polished that up a little bit, just to fill in some of the scratches and things on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this Pledge Revive. Pledge Revive, we're going to give it a dip in there. Let's set this off this side for a minute. First with this one. Again, get it in there. And then let away any excess. Take your paper towel, get the edges. You've seen me do this before, I know. But just want to show that again, and then you can see it looks a lot clearer and a lot cleaner than it did before. I'll put that one there. Like I said, this one wasn't too bad, but it still needs a dip in the Pledge Revive. Again, get it all in there, but when you get it up here, again, just make sure you get all the stuff wicked away. Don't touch your windshield with it. If you do, you're going to end up having to do everything all over again. The whole point of it is just to get the edges where the excess is dripping off there. So let's take a look at that. Looks pretty good. So we're going to put that here, and again, what I do is I always just put it under cover. Usually I put it under cover for about 24 hours because it's floor finish. The floor finish will dry faster, but just to make sure you don't get any stickiness, that it's all ready, so when you go to put the car together, you don't leave fingerprints on it or anything like that. So let's move on. Okay, we're back and we're in the shop and we got all the pieces ready for our Paint It Pink breast cancer awareness for Horsemen build. I wasn't sure if I was going to have this Cadillac ready. The paint was coming off. It was, or I shouldn't say wasn't coming off, and it was really rough, and so I wasn't sure if it was going to be ready. So I called an Audible and I decided to take this little Corvette, Matchbox Corvette, and I stripped that down just to have it in the wings in case I need it. And then, well, they both seemed to come out all right. I really liked it when I started working on this Corvette. So I said, well, I'm going to go with both. Again, the paint, I started out with a hot pink, but it was really kind of more of a, it looked more like a candy instead. And I think if I use that hot pink again, I would put a white primer coat underneath it, because then it comes out more pinkish, I guess. But this is still good. So I put some of the candy striper pink on top of it. So it got a little bit darker because of all the coats of paint, but it still come out really well. I hit it with a couple coats of Diecast Graveyards 2K Clear. Again, cleaned up the windshield, detailed the interiors on both of them, so it's looking really good. So again, I think this is really a great thing that we're doing for the breast cancer awareness. And so, well, let's get these things put together and onto the turntable and take a good look at them. Well, here we are. We have our two cars, the entries for the Four Horsemen Diecast Paint It Pink for breast cancer awareness build. One is a Cadillac Eldorado. The other is a Matchbox 57 Corvette. Like those, they're pretty good. I started with the Eldorado, but the paint wasn't coming off. I wasn't sure I was going to get it done in time for this build, so I called an Audible and stripped out the this old Corvette that I had, and that came out pretty good. Corvette was painted with, first I started painting it with both of them with hot pink from Second Chance Red Lines, but it really just came out really thin looking. I didn't really care for it, so I gave it a coat of pink, candy striper pink from Second Chance Red Lines, and that really, I think, really came out really well. I put some Sammons 5-spoke white wall wheels on the Corvette. I left the Hot Wheels white walls on because I thought that really just kind of looked good. I painted up the interiors white. I detailed the steering wheels. The one in the Cadillac was just like a little tiny little plastic wheel, and I replaced it with a 3D printed wheel that I got from Andrew over at Maple Leaf Customs. Detailed up the lights and the tail lights, and really like this build. This was really a fun build. You know, and I think it's a good thing that we're doing as far as bringing awareness to breast cancer. According to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, it's the most common cancer, second only to lung cancer, as far as the leading cause of death among women. Breast cancer death rates, though, have slowed since 1989. And this is due, they say, because of better screening, early detection, increased awareness, and improving treatments. Women who receive regular screenings have a 26% lower breast cancer death rate than women who don't screen regularly. Some of the other facts and figures I came across was 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. In 2024, an estimated 310,720 new cases will be diagnosed among women in the United States. Also, it's estimated that 2,800 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer in the U.S. this year. But there is good news, because over 4 million breast cancer survivors are out there in the United States. I think that's great. That's something to celebrate. Again, on behalf of Paul at Diecast Graveyard, Andrew at Maple Leaf Customs, Tom at Spork Syndicate, myself, Skip, here at Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop, we want to invite you to be part of these builds. Each month we have a build. Check out the build schedule on the Four Horsemen Diecast YouTube page to see that. We're going to be getting some new ones out there real soon. And also remember that if you participate, I know a lot of you guys out there, I watch your channels, or I see your stuff on Instagram, and you're putting out some great stuff, and we like to share it with others. But you need to send in a picture on the last day of the month, a 16:9 picture on a white background, preferably, because it helps us a lot better to really see the car. and to send that in to 4horsemen.diecast@gmail.com on the last day of the month, so that your picture of your build can be featured in our monthly recap. So we really hope you'll take that, because you can do this too. It's a lot of fun, to do this. Start out simple, and you'll be amazed at what you can come up with as you customize and restore, and just most of all, just have fun with this hobby. So, as always, God bless, and thanks for stopping by the shop.